I don't care if you guys battle, I just want you to scan something real quick. Is that a ruin? It is! Get it! Hey, it worked! Look at that, y'all! Let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Endless Space 2 Penumbra. We are playing as the Diasporid, a community custom faction designed for new players. And we are working our way through the galaxy. We have encountered the He-Show, our first rival, and we intend to take them out before they can take us out. At least that is our plan. Gain control over the constellation Triangulum. You have gained control over Triangulum. The effect will be applied to your colonies. Woot! Plus 15% dust on colonized system. That is amazing, guys. So we essentially control... Where's the constellation at here? There it is. Okay, so we control Triangulum. These guys are up here. That's who we're sort of investigating right now and trying to get to know more about, is the He-Show that we've encountered. We have now found Hydromial. Oh, nice. We do have an Empire improvement to use, and we currently have Red Sang we're bringing in, and Dark Glitter. Woo. Woo woo. Woo. All of those are terrible, just so you know. We really don't need Dark Glitter. Red Sang isn't terrible, but it's not necessarily great. Super Spuds would be great, but we don't actually generate Super Spuds. We also don't generate any Transvine. So our options here are pretty limited. One of the things we can do is come in and just buy out luxury resources. We could try to buy out all this Jadonix. We could try to buy out all these Dustidius trees. I think the Jadonix would be the best buyout, but the reality is that even if we buy all these out, like, we're gonna run out before we can upgrade all of our cities, and we don't have or all of our systems, and we don't have enough money to afford that anyway. Okay, more Harashims have been created, more Diasporans have been created. Excellent. They have been created, by the way, because we are cloning and gene forging everybody. There is no Born in our empire. Okay, so now we're on tier 2 here. We were looking at potentially getting... I think the influence here is going to be very important because that's going to help us with managing our policies. We do have one open policy slot, and I'm reasonably sure that if we use it, we will suffer for it, which is why we have not used it yet. Like, for example, if I go ahead and put Star Boogie here, I'm pretty sure we're going to have an issue. Same with Dirty Hands Act. The question is, will Dirty Hands Act be... Yeah, Dirty Hands Act would actually be pretty effective, I think. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of our systems and see where they're at. These guys are just ready to build things. They're like, yo, whatever you need built, we got it. And then this system is mostly done with everything except for some bigger improvements, like this nice intergalactic supermarket we're working on, and the Academy Embassy, as well as our first combat fleet being completed here via this missile boat. Over here at Quarius, they're rebuilding, or rather building, all of their first improvements. I don't know that we necessarily need this additional 15% reduction on system improvements, but this movement, I think, would be incredibly useful. So if we go into that, we're now losing 49 dust per turn. That is very rough. Very rough. That being the case... Or not dust, influence, rather. That being the case, I think we will actually go ahead and take that influence boost on our hero. Unless he's got production. If he has production, we'll take that instead. He does not. So yeah, we'll take the influence boost right here. On system, if assigned, plus 20 influence, plus 5% influence on system. That is very, very useful here. Bam, we're gonna lock that in, and we should see our influence go a little bit better. I almost said insurance. It's still negative 27. We're still not sustainable yet. I believe that we're building spin projects in places now too to help though. So like that can finish right there. Nusakan has spin projects on every planet. Quarius does not. We'll put a spin project right there as well. The main reason we're doing all these spin projects is just to keep that influence flowing. We need as much influence as we can. And having that fleet speed, guys, may not seem like it'll make a whole lot of difference, but it will make a massive, massive difference when we start sending fleets out to combat. That's when it becomes most important. And that's why I want to get it done, because it is actually super, super useful when it comes to that. Let's go over here. Got this little minor faction over here we've been hanging out with. What's up, guys? How's things going? Can we search that anomaly for you there? Excellent. Found some ruins, got 25 science. Awesome. We've already done the cheap praise on them, so we're not going to do the 90-point praise because that would be crazy. We do have a hacking operation open. We could hack the pirates right here, we could potentially hack this miner, or we could potentially hack Zane here. Now, Zane is honestly the most appetizing target. The problem is, I think we'd have to bounce it from here to like... Yeah, we would have to go from here to here. Why can't we hack Zane? Oh, no. Don't confirm that as the target. Do not. Go back. Okay, please go from Deneb to there to Zane. We can't. It's too long a distance to bounce. We come straight there. It's 6 turns. They can trace us back in 3. Do we want to risk it? Do we want to risk it? We don't have another system to bounce off of, but hacking their system could be incredibly useful. On the other hand, we could also just do this. Yeah, we could go straight to Veni here, or we could bounce through Pegasus to Veni. Let's do that. We'll bounce through Pegasus to Veni. We're not going to be able to necessarily hack that securely. I would like to, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think it would be better for us to potentially find a location up here that we can... Oh, if I'd have seen Prosin there, I might have gone for it, though. Because if we got a backdoor on Prosin or Zane there, and actually were able to hack their main system, that would be even more useful. Actually, I mean, we only take a bandwidth penalty if we cancel our hack, so maybe we do. Could start pushing out our military behemoth here. I think we looked at gearing that out at the very least, but we did have deep space personnel systems in queue, which is something I think we wanted. No, I think we're all set. We have a cloaker module. That's the one that gives our fleet cloaking. But I don't think that's the one that actually gets us in close for combat. It is not, which is why we're using lasers, and okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, our military behemoth's ready to go. It's been a weekend since I've played, guys, so I'm just making sure I know what we were doing and we don't make some terrible mistakes. So let's go ahead and pump out a military behemoth right there. We have these 2 knives right here that we can basically do whatever we want with. I think I'm going to mainly use them just to explore some more, though. Although, we could use them to help us with these pirates as well, I suppose. Let's merge all these wonderful ships together, and next turn they will have the final ship of their collection. And for right now, they are just fine sitting here defending and killing pirates as they come out of the pirate system. Now that we have that movement boost, though, it is actually ideal for us to start sending them after our enemies, so maybe we'll do that soon, too. Declaring out-and-out war on the Hisho before we have our military behemoth worries me, though. I don't think that that's necessarily a good decision on our part. I do think that if we can get a military behemoth right here at Zane on this choke point, we can basically press on them real hard. And if we do that, I think we actually have a chance of winning an early aggressive war with them. Why, hello there. You have planets here, and there is your capital. Very, very excited to see your capital, which does have an econ behemoth on it. Very interesting. Let us murder you now. I'm having way too much fun with robot voice, guys, sorry. Okay, so we have Hydromiel here now. We have discovered their capital. This is absolutely excellent. This is exactly what we wanted. Now, do we have any systems we were considering colonizing? Pegasus here does have... What is the special planet here on Pegasus? It's Sahar, which is that massive production arid right there. Could be decent, but isn't necessarily great. I would honestly rather work towards assimilating these guys and using them as a hack point. That's also beneficial to us because it gives us another faction that we can potentially assimilate. Right now we have the Epistus and we have the Harashems. So if we got the Harashems, we'd get 3 food. With the Epistus, we would get 2 production and 1 food. However, we would splice them basically entirely out of our population, I think. Doesn't it cost 4 pop to do it? Where does it tell us how many pop it costs? It must be 4. It must be 4. I think it goes up by 2 every time you do it. So if we did it on the Harashems right now, the Harashems would actually survive. If we do it on the Epistus, though, they will not. They will be gone. I would honestly rather do it on the Harashems and get rid of their pacifist mindset from our empire, but I think it might be a little late for that because they've already got too many pops. So we're going to have these guys rest so that they can probe that system next turn and end our turn here. Oh, we do have unassigned heroes. Okay, I didn't realize that we had gotten this hero, or I forgot that we got him on the last episode. That's fine though, because he will make a wonderful hero for right there. Or not, I guess. Wow, it's going to take them 2 turns to make that movement, even with speed boosters. That actually surprises me. Guess it's okay though, because they're going to land there just in time to pick up their last ship, which is fine. Get that last missile booster out of there, merge this fleet up, give them a commander, and now we are ready to roll. By the time we get over here to Nusakan, we will have a military behemoth waiting for us to join us on our trip over to the Hisho territory. We're going, guys. We are landing on Zane, and we are going to start some trouble. I really, really hope for the Hisho's sake that they refit that behemoth to military quickly, because if they don't, we are going to destroy them. And as you guys can see, our militarists have taken the lead in our political polls like I thought they would. I was reasonably sure we would get that kind of a result, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I'm glad that it did come out that way. Hey, they have Transvine here. Transvine would be nice to use for our first economic resource. We should do that. Also, we should continue to scan down anything we can here, like this pirate system. Okay, so those guys are done. That is done. We absolutely are kicking butt here. I'm actually very, very excited for how well this is going. The speed boost thing we may have to turn off, though, because it's just generating way, way too much cost. Let's see if we can get away with running something else, though, that might be just as beneficial. Happiness would actually be kind of good. What's our happiness empire-wide look like? We're content. We are content. So if we got happiness up, that would improve our dust and science gains. So in theory, we could go with that law. The, not Super Tax Act. The Empire Entertainment Act. However, I would like to do that after our behemoth is done. And we would essentially need to cancel that immediately if we needed to go back into like ship production mode. That's okay though. We can do that though, so we're fine. I mean, Nusakan is in a situation right now. Boost to the Harashim population has ended. That's fine. First Selenium expedition is ready to do some scouting for us, which is great. Are you for real right now? Do you actually have a little tiny ship in our space asking to be destroyed? Because that's just silly right there, and y'all are gonna regret it, I promise. Okay, we're gonna send these guys over here now instead. They probably won't reach there in time for it to matter, so there's that. And these guys should be arriving this turn to scan down Echius. Maybe we'll get lucky and there'll be something really, really nice here. Transvine is nice. It's not great, but it's nice. And we did get some Transvine from that. Mutated Flora, that's all good. Transvine is the kind of economic resource you can use for your level 1 without feeling bad about it, but it's not great. It's not what you really wanted, but it's good enough. Let's go ahead and do 3 tanks and 7 missile boats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now we are building an entire second fleet there. Let us use our movement speed boost to get our behemoth and this combat fleet over to the Hisho, and then we're just gonna shut it off and go all out. And I love that idea. I love that we're basically setting the Hisho up for a massive strike here. I'm just firing off probes in random directions here. On occasion, you will find random systems completely off the star lanes, and that's what I'm looking for, because those systems are usually, well, they're not always, but quite often they're very nice systems with some extra stuff on them. You know what? Maybe we do go investigate down this way. Let's do that. How many turns left on our hack again? 3 turns on our hack. We're not being backtraced by anyone because we can't be yet, because nobody is in the path of the hack. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Lacerda up here looks like garbage. They actually got a really bad start up here, in my opinion. Like, they got a really bad start here, and we stopped them from getting Deneb, which trapped them on Zane. So there's actually a very good chance that we can just ruffle their feathers and beat them down here, so to speak. We're gonna move these guys over here just so they can help defend Deneb. Really, having a secondary force that blockades Deneb is a good idea just because it'll keep them from essentially pushing past there and going after our cities. Or not our cities, our systems. I just did 2 episodes of Endless Legend, guys, so I might interchangeably use cities for systems, and you are just gonna have to deal. Okay, primary elections provides a strong boost to the selected political party ideals if the chosen party is already well supported. So we could do that to ensure our militarists take power, which I actually like. Or we could save our dust. I'm gonna save our dust because the survey has the militarists leading anyway. Let's go, militarists, let's go. Let's go, militarists, let's go. Okay, did we get them? I think we got them. Militarists and scientists, I can live with that. I can totally live with that. So now we get Jingoist Joy Bill, which is plus 25 happiness per war with a major faction, plus 15 per war with a minor faction, and Spoils of War, which is actually kind of great. Spoils of War is going to be very, very beneficial to us here. So we're going to have to go and revise our laws a little bit now that we are not purely in science. The Diasporan have been spawning like crazy, which is good. We want them to do that. So now we are building out that fleet again. Look at how fast those are pumping out on Nusakan. It's almost crazy how quickly those are coming out of construction. Like, I have no doubt at this point that we are well set to crush the Hisho here early. Like, I don't think they have... We can look over here. We didn't see any military here, really. I just don't think they're up to snuff. I don't think they're in the same place we are right now. Anti-personnel defense drone, no need. To put that on right away. However, the boarding pod is something I would have liked to have used a little bit sooner. We're going to be using those later on, though, to try to make very, very good use of our sneak-in technology that was added with Penumbra that lets you not fire with your ships until they're at the desired range. Very, very strong technology. Oh, where you at, though? Really? You came all the way up here? Well, let me tell you a secret, sir. Peace. They're probably gonna die, though. They survive with a shred of health. Just a shred. Let's get them home if we can. Don't need to sacrifice them needlessly, honestly. And then, while we're doing that, we'll start sending our people up to Zane here. I think they know what's coming now. I think they pulled that ship back because they can sense what's coming. Like, it's pretty clear that we're on the way. Smoking Gun Part 1. With the elections approaching, you've begun to take note of the growing support for minority parties within your government. Your aides have given you conflicting reports on the causes. Some try to argue it's a matter of policy views, age gaps, and changing values, but the arrests of several high-profile legislators charged with spying for the enemy means there may be a bigger picture at stake. A group of mercenaries approaches you, spies who claim expertise in getting results done without getting caught. If you hire them, they claim they could root out the conspirators and tip the election in your favor. Reduces cheat costs during elections. I don't need that, so I'll just take the extra influence. Thanks. Your honorless greed drives you to consume systems like a child gobbles candies. You will find that Hisho systems taste of blood and anguish. I will find that you're about to get wrecked, homie. You are suffering from this war. You can attack this empire within its territory, and your opponent triggered this war. Cool, we're at war now. We didn't even have to waste anything to get at war. Totally upset, guys. I'm so sad. I'm so sad they decided to attack. Oh, wait, I'm kidding. Okay, so development grants are a thing here. That will increase the yield from these guys, and we can get that for Transvine, so we might actually do that. Much more yield coming in from them because of that. But we're also going to look at assisting them. Explore ruins-type curiosities until you discover Iskvola. Iskvola. Solo quest started all those yesterdays. Please help me. The Sisters of Mercy slumps in the sand, sobbing. Waves break on the shore. The wash racing up the beach, soaking his lower half. You stare out at the ocean, or at the endless ocean, thinking on his incredible story over and over again. He told you that on this very same beach, 20 of his years ago, a strange being in a strange craft landed here, took away his son. He was powerless to stop it, but he remembers one word the being said, Iskvola. He carried the word for years, never giving up hope of one day being reunited with his son, and then he heard it uttered by another visitor, a being who called himself a member of the Vodyani. Iskvola was the name of an ancient ruin somewhere among the stars. He wants you to find it and learn what you can about his son. The Sister of Mercy has risen to become a powerful player in his society. Helping him might give you leverage as well as giving him a chance of peace. I didn't know that there were male Sisters of Mercy, so that's an interesting story right there just for that reason, honestly. And we need to explore ruins-type curiosities until we discover that. Perfect. That's kind of what we were planning on doing anyway. Now we just need to find ruins-type curiosities. That is a Hisho ship right there. They are encroaching on our friends, and we don't like it. So they're gonna die soon, because they just made a very big mistake. That being said, though, we do kind of need to start finding things to scan down very quickly. Actually, you're coming right through there. Uh-oh, I think they might land and get killed. That's probably going to happen, but what I was trying to do was find another place for them to scan. Plus 0.5% damage per current CP on fleet. That's actually not a bad thing for a fleet commander to have, but this ×2 free movement is actually better. Especially for just increasing their speed getting places. Yeah, look at that. Much, much faster. Go, guys, go! And this behemoth is nowhere slouchy at all. They are on their way. I'm like super excited for this war, guys. I don't think I've ever been this excited for an early war in an endless game before. Like, I don't normally go to war this early. This is turn 32. We're hardly even into the game, and I'm like, let's kill fools. That's what we doing. We weren't even this aggressive with the Hisho, I don't think. Okay, we are amicable with them. We're getting all our things from them like we wanted. And the Epistis are fine. Alright, ending our turn here, but I do want to double check our laws, because I know we have new ones. Could get Dirty Hands Act, could get Star Boogie Bill. Spoils of War is going to be very powerful, but for right now, it's just not. I am probably going to take that. Well, no, that'll tempo our systems that aren't quite built out yet. That could be useful. How much dust are we generating? Quite a bit. I don't know that we need all that dust. I'm gonna go ahead and go... maybe not. Maybe we just take Dirty Hands Act and be thankful for it. I think that's what we'll do. Realistically, though, as soon as possible, I would like to switch over to some other laws that, like that military one that's gonna give us bonuses from destroying things. Because very soon we should be destroying a lot of things. Ending our turn and moving on. I forgot to check our hack, though. Academy power has increased. Yay, our hack is successful, so we can create a backdoor. We can... Oh, whoops. In the system, Rhea produced at least 324 production and 189 science. I'm gonna minimize this and go look at our system, Rhea. Be the first to raise one of your heroes to level 9. We did not complete that first. Sad times. I would have actually liked to have that. So Rhea needs to, it's already producing 300 production and 164 science, so we're not quite there yet. Do we have Harashems here? We do. I'm gonna eat some Harashems because our planets are capped out here, and there's really no reason not to because we can't actually colonize any of our remaining planets yet. So that's fine. We're gonna eat some of our Harashems. That is our Q thing. We'll work on that later. I'm just sort of seeing what we got. Military tech has completed. Do we still? Yeah, we have plenty in Q. No need to worry about that. We just unlocked improved ultra-dense slugs and improved fusion torpedoes. That's cool. And now we're working on behemoth weaponization, which will give us the enhanced behemoth hull and the tractor beam. Dun, dun, dun. And hopefully that will give us access to another behemoth, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like we need 3 more behemoth techs, and that will only be 1, I believe. So Save the Core is not immediately obtainable, but it's close. Save the Inhabitants is also not immediately obtainable, but it's close. I'm gonna go for Save the Core, I think, because it's probably gonna be easier for us to generate additional science than it is to generate additional food. No, actually, we'll immediately start generating additional food. We're gonna save the Inhabitants. Your scientists have detected a heavily damaged ship of unknown design entering your home system. The ship is unresponsive to hails, and sensors have detected that the engines are in critical overload, and it will soon self-destruct. Scanning the ship, you discover that it contains not only a dense computer core containing untold secrets, but also passengers in stasis who have been infected by an unknown plague. You can only save the core or the passengers before the ship explodes. The pursuit of science and knowledge is important, but sentient beings come first. You will need to increase your industry and food to be able to extract house and feed the aliens. That's because of what we chose. We absolutely want to do that because that's actually going to happen almost immediately if we consume the... Where are they at? It's in here. Populations. If we consume the Harashems here with spliced genes, we should immediately notice our food going up here. Yeah, 209, so we now broke the food barrier we needed. However, our production has gone down because we lost some pop. That's not a big issue, because what's going to end up happening now is because we have less disapproval, our people are happier, and we're going to generate food and get population back very, very quickly. So I'm not at all worried about that. For Veni, we have successfully hacked them. We can create a backdoor, we can improve our image, we can uncover secrets, or we can hack their economy. I'm gonna hack their economy because that will actually boost the stuff they send to us. And while we're at it, we should offer them a little praise right now just to make sure that we stay ahead, because the Hisho are over there now, and what we don't want is we do not want the Hisho messing with our ability to acquire these guys. So now we're all set with that. What was their quest again? I can't remember. All those yesterdays. That's right, we have to search ruins, which as of yet we haven't found anymore. Hey, what's up, sowers? How you guys doing? Welcome to our known empires. Battle on Procyon. I don't care if you guys battle, I just want you to scan something real quick. Is that a ruin? It is! Get it! Hey, it worked! Look at that, y'all! That was just too perfect. By a miracle of miracles, your expedition team do indeed find an ancient site known as Iskvola, but in the decrepit, sandblasted ruins, they make a grim discovery: the dead husk of young Sisters of Mercy, drained of essence. You return the dead child to his father, who only gives the slightest pause before embracing his lifeless son. That's sad times, man. When you read something like that, it really resonates how scrooged up the Vodyani really are. Like, that actually kind of makes my skin crawl a little bit. Like, thinking about the Vodyani in that sense. I always think of them as just another faction in Endless, but when you think about them as like these invaders that take people's children and drain them for their life essence, it's really messed up. We have assimilated the Sisters of Mercy, which is excellent. They are probably well outside of our regions, yes, and we are now at our cap for regions. If we acquire any additional regions, we will be over our expansion disapproval, which is not ideal. So, okay, what we're gonna do here is we are first going to look at our stuff. We definitely need dust. Dust is actually a priority, but we're gonna build our production improvements first, as always, because they are just more beneficial that way. And we're also going to colonize Veni here, or rather Veni 1 here, because it has a lot of production on it, whereas we have almost no production on Veni 2. And then after that, we will not build interplanetary transport because there will be no point to having that just yet. We will build big data. No, we won't. We'll build Cerebral. We'll build Cerebral right there, and then we'll build Veni 1. After that, we can build kind of whatever we want. Wouldn't be terrible to have the honeycomb scope out here, actually. We'll do that. The honeycomb scope out here could reveal enemies coming in a little bit earlier. Basically, we can use that as an early alert system, which I'm not at all opposed to. These guys we do not actually have anything to scan on, so that's an interesting predicament. So we'll continue exploring over there, and we have had success on the ruins on Kuma 3. We got the Destructive Salvager, which gives dust per destroyed command point 10. So that's actually useful. And now, as we can see, our fleets are nearing their destination. Oh, they're going to Zane right now. It's gonna be 4 turns before they get there. That's crazy though, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy how many turns it takes. There they have a fleet of 8 as well. That's kind of crazy. We're gonna lose this fight here no matter what we do, so we'll just retreat and let them kill them. Yay, scouts are gone, whatever. Once we land this fleet of 11 right here, I'm honestly not too scared of what those guys are gonna do, especially since we know what this fleet is built for. Like, this fleet's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, guys. And the best part is, if it doesn't hurt enough, then the backup fleet that we just made right here is gonna hurt enough. And if that fleet doesn't hurt enough, then I guess our behemoth will just have to hurt enough. As you can see, the bottom line is, it's gonna hurt. Let's go over and see. We don't actually have the tech to get heroes yet, which is kinda sad. We could start picking up luxuries though. We could try to buy out that Jadnix like we'd wanted, but I'm guessing that's not gonna work out. It is rather expensive. Proto-Orchid would be nice too, but that's rather expensive as well. Super Spuds are actually kind of cheap. Nah, Super Spuds aren't worth it, because we're not going to be buying out enough for Super Spuds to be worth it. Okay, so once again, we are left in a position of just making ships to make ships. So what I'm probably going to do here is build 2 scouts and then an incubator. Because why not? couple scouts just to send out and have search the galaxy, and then once we're sort of done with that, we'll have the incubator ready when we're ready to expand more. Speaking of expanding more, we need to look at where our technology plan is going and look for some expansion, disapproval, or just to increase our number of system limits, which is what that is, the culture unshock. So we'll probably be able to, oh yeah, and the booster program will do it as well. So we'll get the booster program, we'll also get that as soon as we can. But in the meantime, getting culture center and colonial rights is probably a step in the right direction. However, Citadel specialization and Behemoth C3 centers could be well used also. So I don't know which one of those we're actually going to go after first. Wow, Dinark is actually pretty useful too. So we could go back and get that, which would give us colonized barons. I think, though, what we really need is to add colonized Arids to our queue, because we also need to be able to colonize a third planet on Rhea, because the next time they run out of population, we're not, or they max out on population, we're not just going to be able to consume them. Unfortunately, though, guys, that is all the time that we have for this episode. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. We are sending 22 units to Zane. One of them is a military behemoth. 2 of them are full combat fleets with 3 wings each. And one of those has a hero in it too. We are going to all-out war with the He Show, and the best part of this whole thing is we don't even have to win, guys. Just ask yourself a very important question. What happens if we capture Zane? Better yet, what happens if we capture Bellatrix? We can just sit here and hack farm Serta the entire game if we want to, and I will do it too, you watch me. Anyways, guys, I'm super excited for where this is going so far. We are about to crush the He Show out of the game just like that, in the palms of our hands. I hope you guys are as excited about this as I am. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you do, go ahead and click that like button. If you want to see more, click subscribe and make sure to ding that bell so you get notifications, because if you don't, then YouTube will be like, change the channel when my notification comes up. Instead of actually telling you, they'll just be like, next channel, we don't care. Because they don't. But hey, I do, you do. Hopefully, I will see you next time. Peace!